1991 AFL Premiership season. Proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP, Westpac, CUB, McEwen's and Vulcan Hot Water.
VFL Park, and historic match in the under-19s, not only the grand final but the grand finale of the underage competition. North Melbourne is lining up for its 9th successive grand final and shooting for its 5th premiership in 8 years. The Magpies beat the Roos twice during the season but lost to them recently in the qualifying final. The under-19 grand final 1991 from VFL Park.
Yes, a very good morning everyone and welcome to League headquarters for that one day in September, and indeed what an historic day it is and will be. For the first time we have a grand final day at Waverley. We have interstate sides first of all in the grand final of the reserves, namely the Brisbane Bears, and of course in the seniors the West Coast Eagles, and of course it is the grand finale of the under-19s, with this competition to be disbanded at the end of the season and indeed at the end of this match. At quarter time, North Melbourne playing Collingwood, and North Melbourne kicking against the breeze after a slow start. They came back well in the latter 15 minutes of the quarter to lead the Magpies 5 goals, 30 points to 2-6-18 at the first change. Right now we are into the second quarter and North Melbourne still maintaining its advantage. The ground perhaps a little bit soft underfoot, but it's very, very good for playing, and already the crowd is streaming in here to VFL Park in Waverley. Let's go now to our central commentary position, and joining me this morning for the second quarter of the under-19s, it is a special comments man Ross Glendinning and Ian Robertson for commentary. Gentlemen, it's over to you.
Yes, good morning, Peter, and Ross, it certainly is a very good morning here at Waverley.
Yes, the sun's been shining very bright. The ground is in quite good nick, actually, Robbo. It's still a little bit soft in some areas, but certainly a hell of a lot better than what it was last week for the prelim final.
And the score at the moment, North Melbourne are 8 goals to 50. Collingwood have just kicked their third goal. They're 3-6-24. And down on the boundary line, Peter McKenna's with us this morning.
G'day, Robbo, and I was very, very happy to see that goal too. The Magpies are getting a little bit behind, but conditions down here absolutely magnificent. A little bit of a breeze blowing to the left down to the main scoreboard end, but generally the West Coast Eagles are going to be very, very happy about conditions here today. I walked across the boundary line a moment ago, and the centre wing area is just a little bit heavy, but down the centre seems to be pretty good. The under-19s game has been very interesting. I think the Collingwood blew it with the wind in the first quarter actually, and North with their great experience, and they've got a very good coach, Dennis Pagan. They've come very well back in that second quarter.
Well, great experience, Peter. I think that's a bit hard to comprehend, really, isn't it, when you talk about under-19 players having lots of experience?
Yes. We saw one Collingwood lad being taken off the ground a short time back in Matthew Phelan. He seemed to have a dislocated shoulder. In the meantime, the ball picked up by Nicky Probert for the Magpies, and a good safe mark taken by Scott Morrison.
Gee, they look very big, North Melbourne.
They do, don't they?
I mean, in the last, 8 grand finals they've been in, and every year they've had some big young fellas.
Well, splendid underage coaching down there. This is Murray, goes for the hand pass. Collingwood started well, as Peter McKenna mentioned, but they haven't been able to put it together since then. Matthew Galletley kicks up towards midfield. Loose ball to be won out on centre wing. North Melbourne's smaller players have been doing particularly well too. This is Anthony McGregor. Couldn't get boot to ball. Brunei, a hand pass away, taken by Majorana, who came onto the ground to replace Phelan. And that's a strong mark taken in the square. That's by Walsh, I think. And well within kicking distance. Collingwood badly needing one.
Yes, it is Gavin Walsh there, Pete. Good call. He's already kicked the point. Chance for him to make amends.
And Colin Gadsden injured in that marking contest. North Melbourne fall back.
They might have a bit of a corky there.
Kick at goal by Walsh. Looks pretty good. It's there.
Well, Pete, they're certainly need a few more of those. As Peter McKenna said, in the first half of the first quarter, I should say, Collingwood pretty well dominated this game. And then North Melbourne came back very strongly and finished up kicking 5 straight for the quarter. It's 2-6 to Collingwood. Now North having broken away in the first part of this second quarter, Robbo, they certainly look the stronger team around the ground. They seem to have more balance. They certainly have some big boys. And that's Dennis Pagan there, the North Melbourne coach. Perhaps arguably the most successful underage coach there has been.
And great to see that North Melbourne may find a place for him on their coaching panel, because I'm sure that he's got lots and lots of ability, especially with these young players. The ball now at centre half forward for Collingwood. A chance there for Walsh. Now North Melbourne through Kelly will get clear, and the ball wide at half back. The quick kick came from half back there by Hardwick, and the ball on centre wing now. A chance for McGregor for Collingwood. Gathers the ball just inside the boundary line, and really the handball wasn't necessary there, and North Melbourne punch it back over for a boundary throw-in. Always look big, strong, young fellows, North Melbourne, and that was Lissenden who just went out of the picture.
Just a change too, Robbo, if I can just mention Corey McKernan coming off for North Melbourne, coming on as Grant DeMamiel.
Kilpatrick, now chance for Jennings. Collingwood will go forward. A quick kick there coming from Murray. Nearly the mark taken at half-back for North Melbourne to McCarthy, is it? No. It's Kelly.
Kelly, yes.
Kick goes in towards the centre. Now McCarthy has the football and runs in towards the centre square and kicks it up towards the 50-metre line. No mark taken there by Archer. Now a chance for North Melbourne through Lissenden. The left foot snap just goes to the right-hand side of the goalpost and through for one behind. Eric Lissenden, who was best on the ground in the under-19 grand final last year, took 15 marks. And Ross, you'd think a man of his size, stature,
well, just more particularly, Robert, when you think of a fellow like Wayne Carey or a Longmire or a McIntosh or a Jakovic at the Eagles, he's in that sort of mould and he should kick on.
This is Russell Evans. Good strong mark. Too far out to score. Centering kick. An advantage to the handball of North Melbourne if the Roos could only pick the ball up. The ball socked away by Anderson. And Collingwood's defence will be able to clear it. And again, a kick off the ground, ineffective. And the Magpies able to close this up, and they might be able to get the ball over the boundary line if they're successful. Ball taken away there by Lees, but it will be a boundary throw-in.
Too much attempted kick off the ground there.
There was
maybe
about five, I was about to say, Robert. Someone had put their hands down and picked the ball up, they would have been a better opportunity to clear that ball.
Lissenden and Lees go for it. A chance for the Roos, and this is Christian Anning, and kicks the ball around his body. Brett McCormack taking the mark. Named at fullback, and of course Collingwood had a famous name, fullback Peter McCormack, for quite a few years in recent times. War number 6, ball up towards the centre wing position. This is the big fellow, Severio Rocker, who looks to be a very, very good prospect. Nicky Probert at midfield. Good hand pass. The Magpies should be able to build something on this. Picked up by Cameron. The ball shot down towards full forward now. It won't be a score. Roos working overtime. That was Hardwick, and the mark finally taken by Morrison.
They cleared that well, Pete, just purely because they played in front of the North defenders.
Morrison's kick out towards the centre wing position, John McNamara.
And another likely looking young man, 18 years of age and 190 centimetres from Port Fairy.
And kicked 2 goals already too, Robbo. There's Lissenden. Big lump of a lad, couldn't take the mark. Lissenden number 15, almost a holding the ball decision there. The umpire says play on, players do. Ball hacked out of the pack. Chance for the Roos again through McNamara. Long hand pass, comes to the edge of the square and kicked up towards full forward. Over the back of the pack, Hilbrick, but the whistle has gone.
Yes, that was Lissenden that put that ball forward there, Pete, on his left leg, which he actually had someone tread on.
The ball comes out now to McCormack, who goes for the hand pass, and Collingwood will clear.
Yes, good combination out here on this near half-back flank area, and the ball with McCormack. He kicks it back in towards the centre, and the mark should be taken. It is by Walsh. Walsh runs on, and left foot kick delivered quite well. Oh, nearly the mark there to Cameron at the back, and the umpire has called play on now. Collingwood at centre half forward, a tap on by Rocker. Now a little kick off the ground, goes wide. Chance for North Melbourne to clear. Out there is Hardwick. A long kick towards the centre wing, and this could be the diciest area of AFL Park, but North Melbourne handle the ball quite nicely. Jennings, a kick towards half forward, getting back and nearly taking the mark there was Donaldson. Ball close to the boundary line. Was it over? Yes, it was. And the boundary umpire is about 65 metres behind play there. And
vision,
how he
Robbo.
knew it was out of bounds is beyond me.
Good vision.
Tongue in
Whilst
cheek.
that happened too, Darren Milner came on for North Melbourne, and going off was Terry Tolra.
I was going to ask you a question. When we look at these tall young fellows, 17
Yes.
and 18 years of age, what do they need, Ross, to just make that step to the higher grade?
Well, if they're that tall, generally they've been that tall for the last 2 or 3 years, and they've generally dominated their competition. So when they come up against players of a similar size, they find it a little more difficult, Robert, to go that next step. So they need strength, and they also need the confidence, and they can get that in this competition.
Scott Morrison taking the free kick on centre wing for North Melbourne, kicking with the breeze in this quarter. They did well against it in the opening term after a slow start. Ball slapped out the back of the pack. And finally, the hand pass comes out to Kilpatrick, the skipper for North Melbourne. Half-back flanker. And again off the ground, a race for the football. Collingwood defence clear it back up towards centre wing, marking contest. Majorana for Collingwood taps the ball further forward, picked up by Cameron. The Magpies working it well as they come around the wing and towards half forward. One of the better parts of VFL Park. A little bit more sound out there. Walsh goes for the hand pass, and the ball finally kicked up there for the Magpie side by Majorana. The centering kick, no mark taken, almost a high tackle. Umpire calls play on. Number 4 is Rocker, the big fellow. He goes for the soccer off the ground. And we saw him kick a very long ball in the first quarter. Nearly resulted in the goal. That's Bennett trying to get it back to a teammate. And finally picked up for North Melbourne by Danny Miller. Miller's kick out into the open spaces. Anning should be able to pick this up. Speedy little character.
Loves a run too, Pete. He's had about 2 or 3 already.
Anthony Rock. Well, it's almost Gaelic football stuff, that. And he's lost it.
Now that was the area that I was talking about. It's the respective half-forward flanks where it has been a little heavy in the previous 2 or 3 weeks out here at Waverley, and just that young fellow's third bounce got a bit stuck in the mud, didn't it?
Just softening up very much so.
So 15 is Lissenden, and 44 for Collingwood is Guy Lees. Lissenden very tall, doesn't read that well. Hand pass shot out for the Magpies by Murray. They go forward again. It's kicked up towards Walsh. And Walsh, has he kept it in play? I don't think so. The ball out of bounds in front of his teammate Cameron, and it will be thrown in at left half forward flank.
Quite wonder with young fellows, there's 2 or 3 of them got these thigh pads on.
There's more than that, Robert. You wonder whether it's just a trend or they generally do need that assistance with warmth around the groin and also the hamstrings.
North Melbourne get clear from half back. It's a nice long kick in towards the centre. Marking contest. Lees couldn't control it, but Milner at ground level does it well for North Melbourne and kicks it up towards half forward. Strong in defence there was Donaldson. In there also for North Melbourne, Anning, but it stumped over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in about 65 to 70 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
Well, just going back to your question about what do some of these fellows need at this grade to take the next step. Sometimes you need to pluck them out of this competition before they get set in the rut and put them up into the bigger league and give them the chance to play in the better competition. It brings out the better player in them.
Gee, they do look good, the athleticism and size of some of these boys. And I think that maybe just that they stand out against the perhaps the weaker opposition. North Melbourne struggling to get it forward at centre half forward. Now it's kicked back towards centre half forward for Collingwood. Getting clear for North Melbourne now was McCarthy. A long kick towards centre wing. And a good contest here. And the Collingwood boy stands his ground quite nicely. It's Probert. Gets the handball back, but it's not effective enough. And North Melbourne chip in through Evans. Evans' hand pass is taken now by Anderson. Anderson's shot for goal is long and just off line to the left and through for another behind to the Kangaroos.
He's already kicked 2 goals, Stuart Anderson.
And the score, North Melbourne 8-3, lead Collingwood 4-6. We're about halfway through the second term of the Under-19s Grand Final. And as Peter has already mentioned, it is an historic event because it's the last one of these Under-19 Grand Finals. Next year we go to the Under-18 competition, which will be run, well, statewide. Collingwood running the ball through the centre. A torpedo punt kick towards half forward. No mark. Yes, it may have even been paid there to young Cameron. No, play on. And North Melbourne get clear through Venner. And his long kick towards centre half forward. At the back, chance now for North Melbourne. Anderson into an open goal, and he pops it through. It looks so simple. Anderson has now kicked 3 goals for the North Melbourne Under-19s, and gee whiz, time flies, doesn't it? I thought we were about halfway through that second quarter, but that's the siren to end the second term. And at half-time, North Melbourne hold a comfortable advantage, 9-4-58. Collingwood 4-6-30, the difference 28 points as the young men come off the ground. And Ross, it's been a fairly entertaining first half.
Well, it has, because particularly this time of day too, Robbo, with not only the ground being slightly damp still, but the dew that is always on the ground early in the morning. They've handled the ball very well. There wasn't as much aggro as I thought there might have been at the start of the game. It's been very much concentrating on the football, which has been pleasing to see. There's been the odd incident, but nothing really to worry about, and it has been of a very high standard.
Let's hope the seniors take a leaf out of their book, Ross. A good quarter by North Melbourne, although the last few minutes of the first term was perhaps their best passage of play when they came against the wind to lead by 12 points at quarter time. And at half-time, they've increased that to 9-4-58 to the Magpies 4-6-30 in the grand final of the under-19s.
The Mitsubishi Lancer was designed and built in Japan. 3 times, it has been voted the most reliable small car by the Germans. But perhaps it is when driving in a vast country like Australia that the Lancer's superior qualities can best be appreciated. The Mitsubishi Lancer. Please consider.
What happened, guys?
Who would have thought Australian steel could penetrate deep into the jungle of Sarawak to revolutionise the way Borneo pepper farmers build their communal longhouses? BHP Steel is doing it, and doing it 10 times faster than back-breaking traditional methods.
With 10 factories in Southeast Asia, it's very exciting to apply new thinking to unique regional challenges.
At the Longhouse, the new steel roof will keep 42 families dry and comfortable through nearly 5 metres of bucketing rain a year. And the export dollars keep rolling home. Getting out, getting on with it. That's the strength of Australian steel people.
Who holds the record for the most goals this season? Who holds the record for the highest score in a grand final? Who holds the record for the most games ever played? Who holds the record for the most premierships? And who holds the record for the most exciting grand final ever? Your newsagent. Get hold of the special souvenir AFL Grand Final footy record. Out now.
We use Yellow Pages to tap into our future market. We wouldn't be without it.
Yellow Pages is helping us increase our client base.
It's the easiest advertising for me. One ad keeps the phones ringing for a year.
Yellow Pages is critical to the success of a new business.
The way things are these days, I think Yellow Pages is even more important.
It's worked way beyond our expectations, and that's money well spent.
Advertising in Yellow Pages works.
We'd perish with...
On Hinch next week, the inside story on Princess Diana's family feud.
10 of the Van Dykes have gone.
And why did Diana allegedly steal the family bed linen?
Nothing allegedly about it. She was sprung. She was caught red-handed.
A right royal row.
And they're all ending up on the Hinch programme.
Next week, exclusive to Hinch.
Get set for the multicultural battle of the century when the Greeks from Acropolis Now meet the Russians, Brits and Aussies from fast forward at the special time tonight.
It's half-time in the under-19s grand final, and Collingwood having the job ahead of them now. They trail 4-6 to 9-4. The major goal kickers for North Melbourne, Stuart Anderson has 3, 2 to Glenn Archer and 2 to John McNamara. And for the Magpies, all singles to Galletley, Walsh, Cameron and Rocker.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1991 AFL Premiership season.
And during the course of season 1991, we saw some magnificent marks taken at senior level, some real screamers, and of course we're going to have a winner. And of course you two at home could also be a winner.
7 Sport Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Mitsubishi Magna. Dial the phone number on the mark you want to vote for. Mark 1, Peter Somerville, Essendon. Mark 2, Brett Allison, North Melbourne. Mark 3, Stuart Lowe, St Kilda. Mark 4, Derek Kickett, Essendon. Mark 5, Dale Lewis, Sydney. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today to register your vote.
Okay, now let's check those phone numbers for the 5 marks. First of all, Peter Somerville, 0055 8111. Brett Allison, number 2, 0055 8222. 3 is Stuart Lowe, 0055 8333. Number 4, Derek Kickett, 0055 8444. And mark number 5, Dale Lewis, 0055 8555. There's no real hurry because you have until 4 o'clock this afternoon to cast your vote. So if you can't get through just now, don't worry. As I said, the competition open until 4 this afternoon, so go to it for our 5 marks and you could be a winner. All right, let's check the situation now in the Under-19s Grand Final. North Melbourne gentlemen, a magnificent record in this level of football. Ross, can you see them going on with it?
It looks as though at this stage, Pete, yes. Collingwood are they were in it early, but they've just faded a little bit. I just think down the goal-to-goal line, Peter, and Robbo, you may have seen this as well, North are very strong. And their round-the-grounds play are very quick as well. Collingwood, a few of the younger fellas in McGregor, Rocker, the big fellow who's gone out of the ruck to centre-half forward, is providing a little bit there, but they just miss the crumbing potential that North have, and their finishing off up the forward line has been very, very good.
Well, I was just going to say, Ross, that they look far more, what would you call it, composed, their ability under pressure.
More mature.
Yeah, well, I know it's a difficult thing to accept, isn't it, under 19 footballers?
But football maturity at that age, you really can qualify because there's 14, 15 and 16-year-olds, and there are some 16-year-olds playing today. 16 to 18 years of age, it's only 2 years, but there's a great deal of difference. So North have more of those players that are more mature at this age.
Let's check the stats now to half-time. Certainly not too much insofar as the kick's concerned.
No, not at all, Peter. And Robbo, you'd probably agree there. Given that the stats are fairly even, it's North's more quality in their disposal. It's been the advantage there.
All right, well, there it is at the main change, and North Melbourne in command, seemingly, of the Under-19s Grand Final. The last one that will be played, and of course it is replaced by the Under-18 competition next year. We'll take a break, and on the other side of the break, we'll be visiting the North Melbourne and the West Coast Eagles Grand Final breakfasts.
7 Sport Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Mitsubishi Magna. Dial the phone number on the mark you want to vote for. Mark 1, Peter Somerville, Essendon. Mark 2, Brett Allison, North Melbourne. Mark 3, Stuart Lowe, St Kilda. Mark 4, Derek Kickett, Essendon. Mark 5, Dale Lewis, Sydney. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today to register your vote.
The Oil. 4:58 to Collingwood 4:6:30, and the crowd building up certainly considerably, especially in the members area at the moment. On the boundary line, and I'm sure enjoying the sunshine, is Peter McKenna.
I certainly am, Peter. It's a beautiful day out here at Waverley, and I got into both rooms. Keithy Burns, the Collingwood coach, ripped into their under-19 side. He accused a couple of the guys that had come down from the seconds of being very, very slack, very disappointed with their field kicking. Also got into the North Melbourne rooms and had a good long yarn to Johnny Law, the former tough halfback. He said that the North Melbourne under-19s during this year have run over the top of opposition because they're a very, very fit side. So that will be very, very interesting to see if they do go on with it in the second half, because their first half has been so good. Bit of good news too, Pete. I had a yarn to Cameron O'Brien, their champion full forward. And the great news for Bears fans, for the reserves of Cameron O'Brien, who was named on interchange, will be lining up in the side after extensive physiotherapy treatment on his ankle over the past week.
Right, thanks, Pete. So Hollywood's going to be in full flight for the Bears reserves. Let's check some of the individual stats to half-time in the under-19s, with, as I said, North Melbourne leading by 28 points.
Well, they've had some dominant players, haven't they, North Melbourne, in the first half. Young fellas like Lissenden, McCarthy. I just took a note, Ross, of the size of some of them. Eric Lissenden, 19, 193 centimetres. John McNamara, 18, 190. There's about 6 of them. Martin, 192 centimetres. Gadsden, 192. McKernan, 192. And Venner, 194. I mean, if those guys can kick on, they're the sort of players that the senior teams look for to probably improve their agility.
Certainly,
maybe.
Yeah, there's a dearth of those size players going on to league football who can hold down key positions and do very well.
Vienna for North Melbourne to contest the bounce as we start the second half. 28 points the difference. So the Magpies with the job ahead of them in the second half. Rocker goes at it solidly for the Woods. Ball hits the deck off the edge of the square. Hand pass comes out from Collingwood's Fraser and picked up by Adrian Cameron. And Fraser is the son of a former Bomber great in Ken Fraser, I think. Ross, isn't he?
Yes.
Playing for Collingwood. So the father-son rule certainly didn't apply there. Lees on the bottom of the pack. The ball finally scooped out towards the centre wing position and picked up for the Roos by Hilbrick. Oh, good gutsy mark. And there's Fraser. Taking the mark, not Fraser, Donaldson.
Donaldson is
that was his father's number 23. It's number 32, Fraser. Back to centre wing. Mark should have been taken at the back of the pack. It's Miller. Ball kicked up towards the centre wing position. And a chance for the Roos again, Scott Morrison.
He's been a good player, Peter.
He has played well so far. Collingwood's defence this time standing firm. Kick not delivered well. A chance for Hamer to try to pick the ball up. He can't. It falls to his teammate in Wade Lambert. His kick up towards, or in fact past the centre wing position. Kilpatrick, the captain and half-back flanker, kicks it back whence it came, and a good solid mark taken on centre wing by Glenn Archer. He's kicked a couple of goals for North Melbourne. Archer to take this kick on centre wing.
And the kick is a high one to centre half forward. A good mark taken there for North Melbourne by Lissenden.
And that's the sort of mark he took last year in the 19s grand final too, Robbo.
15 of them last week in a best on last year in a best on ground performance. Now the ball falls towards Milner. He can't control it. Chance now for Anning. Anning's kick is for North Melbourne a very poor one because their field kicking has been quite good in comparison with Collingwood's. That Collingwood scoreline of 4-6, they had kicked 2-6 in the early part of the first quarter, going down to the left-hand end, and North Melbourne had only kicked 1 goal. So North Melbourne since then have outscored them quite dramatically. That kick in has been marked by Hamer. Hamer at half-back for Collingwood. The kick is short. No mark taken. Ball runs free towards centre wing. Opportunity now for Collingwood to collect the football in Lambert. Lambert's left foot kick towards centre half forward. And the high flyer from behind was Rocker. Controlling the football well for North Melbourne was Miller. Now a chain of handballs. Finishes now with Anderson. Anderson's kicking towards the centre, and the mark has been taken by McNamara. I like the look of him from memory. He played last year and was very, very good. So North Melbourne will be looking for him to improve. Collingwood half-backs now. Opportunity for Hassel. Hassel's hand pass over the top to McCormick. McCormick can't gather the ball. He punches it clear. McNamara rather. John McCarthy, the senior player wearing number 16 for North Melbourne, but he's a little bit too old to play in this competition. Collingwood come clear through Fraser. The hand pass goes to Probert, and Probert's kick wide. Opportunity for Mariana, and he gathers it nicely. Has a bit of a look upfield, which is good to see, and the mark is dropped there by Hardwick. Chance now for McCarthy. The hand pass, Kilpatrick, and Rocker bumped off the football. High in the air was Venner. He can't take the mark. Collingwood in there through Hassel. But North Melbourne combining again. The ball finishes with Kilpatrick. Could have nearly gathered that football. Comes now towards Milner. Milner's hand pass. Wider still to McNamara. McNamara's left foot kick into the breeze. Holds up, and the mark is taken back there by Lees.
Guy Lees at the right half-back flank for Collingwood. The Magpies need to make something in this quarter because they're going with the wind. Kelly, number 12, gets there first, and the ball is over the boundary line. We will see a throw-in on centre wing.
Interesting, Pete, that Peter McKenna said Keith Burns, the Collingwood coach, mentioned to his players at half-time their field kicking was very poor. They've started off again in a similar fashion. They want to pick that up.
Rocker and Venner go at it. Picked up by Cameron. who kicks the ball across his body up towards half-forward. Marking contest. Kilpatrick went without it. Finally comes back with the hand pass, and it finishes with Morrison, who decides to go for a run, and he gets his kick in. Marking contest, none paid. Ball hits the deck again, and Collingwood try to run it up towards the centre wing position, which they have success in doing, and it's finally taken away there by Lambert. Kick towards the 50-metre line, but a strong mark in defence for North Melbourne is taken by Craig Jennings.
Pete, for most of this game, North Melbourne's half-back line has been very good.
They've stood firm. Oh, Lissenden didn't judge that too well. Hand pass comes out in the direction of Murray. Walsh leading in the race for the ball with McCarthy. Oh, it was, you would suggest, almost deliberate, but the boundary umpire will throw it back in. That came from Gadsden, number 22.
Did well there, Pete. He backed himself, ran off his man.
Looks as though he should be fighting in the heavyweight title of Australia, doesn't
well, he's one of those big boys you're talking about, Robbo.
Bit of weight there with Bennett. At the back is Morrison, number 13. Doesn't get hold of it. Good tackle, and the ball spills free. Shuffled out towards the edge, and the kick will come over the boundary line. That's on the full. So yes, free kick.
But I'm going to say the comment also made by Pete McKenna about some of the players coming down from the reserves to this final. Once they get elevated, they'd like to go on. Once they get then demoted as such, they do find it difficult to pump themselves up, and that's something they've got to overcome.
Yes, it's logical enough once you've been there. Ball finally picked up for North Melbourne by Danny Miller. Miller's kick to the opposite side of the ground. It'll be out of bounds again. Hassel getting bumped off the football by Glenn Kilpatrick, the North Melbourne captain. There he is. And we will see a boundary throw in about 55 to 60 metres out from goal. So under 14 minutes left in this term. Rocker goes up. Didn't come down with the footy. It's a North Melbourne ball. Marking contest on centre wing. Anning in there with also Lees. And it will be a bounce on the edge of the square.
In fact, just to qualify that, the word is not what the correct one I use in terms of demotion. It's not a demotion. It's just a matter of you finding your form. If you're good enough to go up, you should be good enough to cop it sweet if you get dropped down again.
Well, that happens between the seniors and the reserves too, doesn't it, Ross?
In any standard of football.
Lees kicks the ball towards centre half forward for Collingwood. It's thumped away by Gadsden. Tapped on by Milner. Overrunning it for North Melbourne was Jennings, and the umpire surely will have to call for a bounce here as a crunch of players just forward of the centre for Collingwood, and we will have a bounce. We've mentioned the ground is in great condition at Waverley and will hold up after the reserves and the seniors then. Here's a chance now for North Melbourne to get clear through Miller. The hand pass goes wide. Kelly's kick towards centre wing. No mark taken. McNamara bustled out of it. Chance for Collingwood to get clear through Donaldson. Donaldson's kick towards centre half forward, but a good mark taken by Kilpatrick at half back for North Melbourne. He handballs away to McCarthy. McCarthy's kick towards centre wing. North have got the numbers. See the good shepherd in the background. That's disciplined football. Gives the chance for North to get the ball up towards half forward. Anning bounces once. He's trying to draw a player, and he does. Well done, Christian Anning. And the hand pass goes wide to Tolra, and Tolra's disciplined kick doesn't really come off, but he did the right thing and kicked it to the front of the goals. It will be rebounded for Collingwood there by Donaldson. He kicks it wide. McNamara, a little laconically there, and forced in the finish to kick it out of bounds on the full. And Ross, that would be a bit of criticism, I think, coming from the coach.
Yes, my word. He really was a little bit too lackadaisical there. And Dennis Pagan, not short of a word on a bit of a blast there. I'm sure he'll be reminded of that poor disposal.
Stimmerol getting a nice workout there, Dennis Pagan.
Hanrahan for Collingwood to take the free kick. No goals scored so far in the third quarter. Rocker looking for the free kick, number 4. And kicked off the ground and out of bounds. In front of Hanrahan again. So another throw-in to take place, almost in the identical position. 11.5 minutes left in the third quarter of this under-19s grand final from VFL Park. The last under-19s grand final. Lissenden. Ball tapped down by Lees. At the back of the pack as Murray goes for the hand pass. Picked up by Fraser. His kick up towards half forward. Bustling at the back of the pack. Hand pass finally comes out to Shane Bennett. He runs into an open goal and should get it, and does. Goal to the Magpies.
On rough dirt tracks, it refused to become unsettled, proffering stability and predictability we normally associate with expensive cars from Germany. The new one is longer, wider, taller than the car it replaces, and boasts quantitative improvements in ride and handling. It's better built too.
Fellow anticipated the hand pass, and he went to the wrong side of the pack.
And the ball carried a little further than he anticipated on that bruise.
So 23 points the difference. Goal kick by Bennett, knocked down by Rocker. A chance for the Woods again. The hand pass came from Majorana. Back it comes to Hassel. Hassel was almost run down. The ball up towards the half-forward line. Kilpatrick went for the hand pass. And North Melbourne, their half-back line today has been pretty good. This is Anning again, the lad who went for that long run on the outer wing. It stood up well, and a chain of hand passes sees the ball back with John McNamara, lad from Port Fairy, who's already kicked a couple of goals today. He's done well, and this is Guy Lees. He's been in a lot of the play in the third quarter. Donaldson couldn't take the hand pass, and the ball kicked back towards North Melbourne's left forward pocket, but it's going to be out of bounds again in front of Darren Fraser, and we will see a boundary throw in.
The left forward pocket now for North Melbourne. North 9-5, Collingwood 5-6. Halfway through the third quarter, the under-19s grand final. That kick has been smothered off the boot, but it missed and went through for one behind. Number 20 there for North Melbourne is young Stuart Anderson, 17 years of age, from Sale. And gee, there's a lot of youngsters, isn't there? Ross, a 16-year-old, and 15-year-olds. Stuart Anderson was in the All-Australian Teal Cup team this year, vice captain of the Victorian under-17 cricket team. So good all-round sportsman is Stuart Anderson. That mark taken by Kilpatrick in the centre of the ground, looking for players to move around.
He's at 13 and 5 too, Rob. He's been very steady.
And there's a good mark in front of the pack.
Strong fellow, isn't he?
Well, he was in the right spot, Pete. A big man like that, hard to get around. Eric Lissenden, kick into the pocket, little too high, or maybe not judged back there by Archer, and it's taken over before that Collingwood player could get his kick away. So boundary throw will take place in the right forward pocket for North Melbourne. 9-6 plays 5-6, so North Melbourne lead by 4 goals. Collingwood hanging in there, one would suspect, but you never know. Football's a funny game. Now the hand pass for Collingwood by McCormack goes across to Donaldson. A poor kick by that player, but it bounces free towards the wing, and a free kick found there for Collingwood. It's going against Kelly, and the kick for Collingwood now will finish with Galletly, and Galletly's short pass is not bad. The mark is taken by Bennett. Just lifted a little bit, haven't they,
yes,
Collingwood?
Yep.
Bennett is wide at half forward, kicks it into the pocket, and a good mark taken by Brunei. They can get another goal here. Well, they might get a sniff of the action.
Yes, that's all they need.
Kick towards the front of the square. No mark taken. Chance there for Rocker. Ball will be cleared for North Melbourne by McCarthy. A long kick goes out to the half-back area, Gadsden, but the ball is over on the full. So the free kick will be taken for Collingwood out there by Bennett. And his kick goes back towards the 10-metre square. Punched away. Anning is there for North Melbourne. Kicks it close to the boundary line. 48 for Collingwood is John Hassel, 18 years of age, from Warrandyte, and has spent a little bit of time on the interchange bench. Boundary throw in, 45 metres from the Collingwood goal.
It's Bennett and Gadsden that go at it. Ruck duel, the ball kicked high. Probably wouldn't even be a mark. It didn't travel the required distance. Majorana, or quick kick out of the pack, results in a score to Collingwood. That was a fairly good effort, and he has just missed the major scoring zone. So another behind the Woods. They're creeping a little bit closer. 9-6 to 5-7. 37 plays 60. 23 points in it. 12 and a half minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's very important. 12 and a half. Perhaps the next 5 or 6 minutes.
Well, they've got the wind, Ross, haven't they? They've got to make the most of it.
Yes, they're going to have to really push themselves here and get through and carry the game right up to North Melbourne.
What advantage do you think that wind is to the left-hand?
Well, initially, I thought at least 3 goals, Robbo.
The ball kicked in by Gadsden. No mark taken down there by McNamara. The ball still there to be won. Finally picked up by Danny Miller. Miller's kick up towards the half-back line. finally it's Hanrahan. A quick hand pass goes out to Probert. A centering kick from him. And a chance for North Melbourne to clear the ball. They should be able to do it here. This is Hardwick from the half-back flank. Kicks it out towards the centre wing position. Race Morrison can't get there. Finally picked up by Majorana again. He's gone for the short pass, and the mark is taken down there by Hardwick at the left half-back flank. He's got in short. Kilpatrick, the skipper, marking at the true centre half-back position. Again, a short pass over the head of number 25, for whom it was intended. That was Venner. Magpies little men. This is Probert. Gets it and turned back to Hamer, doing a little bit better in this quarter. Hanrahan kicks almost from a standing start up towards the full forward pocket. And, gee, is that 50 metres? Mark is taken by Gadsden.
Could have been, couldn't it?
I'll tell you what, a lot of other umpires this year would have paid that in any other standard of game.
Gadsden goes across the goal. Arguably a little bit dangerous, but it's worked out well because McNamara has taken the mark. Probably could have done more with it, Ross.
Yes, he had Christian Anning very free, and he would love to have a run up on this half-forward flank.
Actually, it was a good option, the kick from full-back, because there were two players, one of which was a very tall player.
Good vision.
Boundary throw in on centre wing. Collingwood have the numbers. The ball comes down towards number 14 for the Magpies as Lambert, and he kicks it towards full forward, and it nearly picked the North Melbourne player out. It's Gadsden now from full-back. This time the hand pass goes away to Kilpatrick, and he looks a very skillful young man, this boy. Number 8 for North Melbourne. Watch for him next year. 29 for North Melbourne. Clearing the ball there is Hardwick. That kick, under a little bit of pressure, goes wide towards the boundary line. And Morrison and Hassel. Morrison, the North Melbourne boy, and Hassel for Collingwood. See it over for a boundary throw-in.
Just looking at Glenn Kilpatrick there too, Rob. I mean, it's his third grand final with North, and that makes a big difference when you've had that sort of experience at this level. He's played 4 reserves games this year, but he's been one of the most settled players from the start of this game.
Do you ever wonder about these young guys at what age is he now? 18 years of age. Why he
started very early.
Why he perhaps hasn't kicked on. North Melbourne now through Miller, gets the hand pass away, and the kick in towards the centre. Ball bounces a little awkwardly, but Collingwood attacked the football ferociously. Number 23 there was Donaldson. Handball coming from Lambert, but North Melbourne in the centre of the ground. Collingwood struggling hard. In there is Lambert, and the umpire will call for a bounce. And a free kick being given. Well, the umpires, there's a send-off rule here in the under-19s, Ross, isn't there?
Free interchange and the send-off.
And the umpire's very, very quick to jump on any sort of indiscretion, which is obviously tutoring these young boys for their futures in their senior football careers. Number 30 for Collingwood was Corelli, made famous by Merv Williams on TV ringside. The Murray Corelli, of course, but no relation to Fabian Corelli. And the ball goes wide, out of bounds in the right forward pocket. The kick coming from Galletli. Kicked 1 goal, Matthew Galletli. And opportunity for Collingwood to get another goal. Maybe if they can get at least 1, maybe 2 goals before three-quarter time. This match far from over.
Bennett goes up high. Ball socket off the ground. Slapped out by Hanrahan. Oh. And a chance for Kilpatrick again to clear the ball. He's playing well, and Murray gets underneath it. Brendan Murray to take a good diving mark. One of the few players with long sleeves. Certainly not much of him. Centering kick. Ball fisted away from the hands of the pack. And again, some off the ground work. Fairly successful in getting it to the boundary line from Gadsden, and that's out of bounds.
And again there, Pete, Bennett, the player that was caught behind, not prepared to get in front and give his forwards that are kicking the ball to him a chance. And of course the North backs just clearing it away far too easily.
Collingwood with the ball on its forward line. The Magpies with the breeze in this third quarter, so they want to make something of it. Ball over the head of Lambert. He just couldn't quite gather it in. Christian Anning is number 1 for North Melbourne. He made sure that his opponent wasn't going to get the ball. 12 kicks he's had, including a spectacular run down the outer wing, which resulted in nothing in the end. Boundary throw-in, as you can see, right on 50. Number 4 for Collingwood is Severio Rocker. They expect big things of him at Victoria Park. A good big man. This is Danny Miller for North Melbourne, number 9. Going across the ground with the kick. Chasing after it is Hassel, number 48. Good tackle applied out there by Scott Morrison. Hassel wins out. Good turn of speed. And the mark taken on the last line of defence for North Melbourne by Hardwick. Goes for the hand pass back to Kilpatrick, and this is where Collingwood breaking down repeatedly the half back line over the head of McNamara. Can't pick up the ball. Chance for Nicky Probert, and he succeeds in buying some time and space. The ball out of bounds on centre wing.
That's one of the things that the young fellas have to learn, Ross. When you don't take the mark, you really have to fight very hard for possession.
It's so difficult to get a posse these days, possession. You must fight very hard to get that. You're quite right, Robbo.
So knocked down by Rocker that time, and a chance for the Woods. Hanrahan kicks it up towards half forward. Number 22 for North Melbourne couldn't take it. That's Gadsden. And again, the ball over the boundary line. So North Melbourne defending well, Robbo.
Well, I was just going to say that kick, that clear kick from half forward by the young blonde-headed fellow just wasn't centred enough.
No.
Was it, really? They've had that ball in that right forward pocket for about the last 5 minutes. They haven't been able to get a goal. So you've got to try and, well, change the direction of your attack. Chance for McGregor for Collingwood. But that North Melbourne defence is working very, very well. Hand pass came from Jennings back to his fellow defender, and their ball finishes with McNamara. It was McCarthy. Now McNamara gets the ball towards Venner, perhaps a little slow. Now Jennings for North Melbourne. Kick for Collingwood goes forward through Galletly. Kilpatrick doing a pretty good job across that half back line. Number 9 for North Melbourne, Miller, has been prominent in this third quarter. And the young boy, number 3 for North Melbourne, Craig Jennings, 17 years of age, recruited from Traralgon. Possibility that he could be related to Jeff Jennings, who
yes.
Was captain of Footscray
Quite right.
2 years ago. Collingwood now through Rocker. Now the kick in towards the half forward pocket. McGregor fighting hard with Miller. The ball cleared for North Melbourne back towards half back. Now the big fellow Rocker. Was he tripped?
Yes.
And that's the way the umpire sees it. It's 50 metres from the Collingwood goal. And
he's a good kick, Robbo. We've established that earlier. Might be a bit far this one, though.
Give him a chance of getting the distance. Oh, it's a lovely kick. Right to the goal line, but just misses to the left and through for one behind. Rocker from Reservoir Lakeside.
He's also, Robert, as I say, he's a fine athlete. He has great promise in discus, and he's chosen to forego an athletic career to follow football.
Well, it's interesting. The Reservoir Lakeside in the strong Diamond Valley League have produced a lot of footballers for Collingwood and Fitzroy. Don't quite know whether Carlton have picked up any players from out there, but it's been a terrific kindergarten. There's a chance now for Collingwood through Walsh. Falls over at the critical stage. Bennett, snapshot is a goal to Collingwood. Well done.
That's his second.
Pete. Dave. Haven't seen you since you left town. With my girlfriend.
We got married.
I'm happy for you.
She left me for a truckie.
Now I'm even happier.
Having a beer?
Yeah.
Melbourne?
Sure. Something else I remember.
Yeah?
It's your shout.
So back into the centre, only 16 points the difference now. That was Shane Bennett's second goal. The Rucks go at it. Rocker and Venner. And Collingwood again get the ball into their attacking zone, but not for very long. Booted back towards the centre wing position. A race for it here. And North Melbourne, through the agency of Russell Evans, will clear. Back it comes to Dadashenko. He gets caught by Walsh and the ball spills free. Opportunity for Miller. Miller goes in short. He's picked out a man. Didn't deliver the ball as well as he could have. In the road was Galletly. And the skipper will have to do it. Glenn Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick fires it up and fires it quickly up towards half forward. That's Brett McCormack. Back in turn it comes to Probert. Probert's kick is out to the vacant centre wing position. And it's all North Melbourne out there. And the Roos will be able once again to clear it. That came from Miller. Miller's kick up towards Hanrahan. Couldn't take the mark. Slapped back by Probert. Ball up towards midfield. Kilpatrick once more. A little bit of class about that fellow.
Beautiful kick.
And the ball delivered magnificently right down the throat of Dean Hilbrick.
I think the other thing I was just going to chip in, Ross. Oh, they're about to kick the ball. No. A good side always has the numbers around the ball,
Oh, yes. So that clearing kick coming out of defence by Collingwood went out to the wing where it should have come more centrally where they had more players.
Hilbrick from 35 metres out. No trouble with the distance, even though he's against the breeze. But only one behind. So
across that half-back line, they've just had 2 and 3 and 4
yes,
players
they've
all
been
the time,
terrific.
North Melbourne.
Yes.
3 minutes left in the quarter. 3 minutes to three-quarter time. The mark taken by Matthew Gilletley. Gilletley short of the left half-back flank. Marking contest out there. Up high was Evans. Couldn't take the mark. And again, North strength in defence. Numbers around the ball. It's over the boundary line. That was Kilpatrick, the skipper. He's played a great game.
He was at 20 and 7, Pete, up to the three-quarter time. So fair
Led from
effort,
the front,
isn't it?
hasn't he?
Yep.
And of course, Collingwood in this quarter had the ball a lot on their forward line.
He hasn't got anyone on him. He stepped back there on the other side of the wing with
Still
no
on
one
his
on
own, yeah. Picked up by Jason Dadashenko. I'm glad he's not a stall gift runner. By the time he got over the line, he'd get his name out once. I think that could be in the back.
Anning.
Not much of him. And kicks the ball with a centering kick to Scott Morrison.
It was a good kick, that.
Yes,
He
they
saw
had
the
3
play.
options. Yes, he did. Good vision.
Hey, Ross, I think at centre-half back with no one on you, you'd probably get 20 and 7, would you, at this stage of your career?
Even I could.
Oh, now that is saying something.
I think it's the only one I got up to double figures.
Well, he's against the breeze, Morrison. Ball stands up a little bit into it, and I think he's drifted it off target. He has 1 point. So behind to the ruse.
Got to be careful there, Peter.
You do, yes, that's your Robert. 62 to 44, close to three-quarter time. But North with the advantage of the breeze in the last quarter, and estimations are from ground level Peter McKenna that it's about a 2-goal breeze. In front for North, Dadashenko again. He's done well since he came on. Hand pass comes out in the direction of Hamer, and Collingwood move the ball
well
forward
done
again.
Yeah, terrific stuff by Collingwood there. Good vision. Oh, he's going to get run down. Why? But then more talking then. Desperate stuff for Collingwood there by Cameron. Handball goes over the top from Murray. Finishes now with McGregor. McGregor goes for goal. He hooks the kick. And probably could have got more out of that, but the kick going to the left-hand side and through for a behind.
Yeah, he kicks that, Robin, and it's 2 goals to diff.
Yes, it's certainly a critical kick at this stage of the game. Although I suppose North Melbourne, with the bruise at their back in the last term, would be feeling fairly confident. The kick in is from Gadsden. High flyer there was Venner. No mark taken. Chance now for Collingwood through Lambert. Kick into the pocket. Really not the spot to be, and it's helped through for a behind to Collingwood by Kelly. So the difference now is 16 points, 62 to 46.
And again, no crummers for Collingwood at the fall of the ball there. There were 3 North Melbourne players to come in and just knock that ball over the line. No one for Collingwood there to pick up the crumbs.
Gadsden goes to the far side with a high drop punt kick, and a good mark taken out there by McNamara. Handballs it on to Milner. He shows pace, kicks it towards the centre wing area, but the mark is taken for Collingwood there by Hamer. Hamer's kick back in towards the centre. Milner. Chance now for Anning. Hand pass over the top. Goes towards Lees. Lees just a little awkward. In comes Lissenden. He's bumped off the football. Collingwood do it pretty well. The hand pass coming from Hassel. Goes to Hamer. Hamer's kick up towards the half-forward area. No mark taken there by Hardwick. Still at half-forward for Collingwood. Chance for McCarthy. Handball away. Now Hardwick. Hardwick's kick back in towards the centre. And a Collingwood mark, a good one, taken by Murray.
Was a good mark, wasn't it?
Young fellow from St Kevin's. And umpire now calling play on. There's the siren. So it is three-quarter time in the under-19s grand final. And at three-quarter time, North lead by 16 points. 62 plays 46.
Because my Dishlex washes everything in 12.5 minutes, I've got plenty of time to catch up with all the latest news. Better still, it's so quiet. I never miss a beat. That's why it's called Dishlex.
You can do it with the Q-Ones, 'cause we've got a million things.
Save $20 on a Makita grinder, just $99. Makita's 235mm circular saw is now only $239, save $26. Save $16 on Makita's orbital sander, only $79. And a 10mm hammer drill is just $89, save a powerful $20. McEwen's super money savers. You can't buy them for less anywhere.
You can do it with the Q-Ones, 'cause we've got a million things.
Coles have reduced over 6,000 items in every store across the state in line with our new low price policy.
Yeah, I know.
A policy that goes far beyond weekly specials and cash cuts. This is not a one-week wonder. This is a long-term commitment to lower prices. The Coles new low price policy is here, and it's here for good.
Help me! You gotta help me! Let me in!
Let her in! Okay. Oh, hold this, hold it.
Chocolate, I think. What happened, guys?
For 150 years, Manchester Unity has been protecting the financial well-being of Victorians. Even in these tough times, blue chip Series 2 bonds have earned a bonus rate of 11.6% tax paid. Manchester Unity. Nobody could care for your future more.
Big matches coming up at VFL Park on Grand Final Day 1991, the Reserves Grand Final. The Brisbane Bears tackling Melbourne, and that in turn to be followed by the big one, Hawthorn and the West Coast Eagles. Currently at three-quarter time in the under-19 Grand Final between North Melbourne and Collingwood. North Melbourne being held to only 4 points that quarter against the wind, but Collingwood kicking with this, well, we'll call it a handy breeze. They could add only 2 goals for, and so they trail at three-quarter time by 16 points. Earlier, we showed you details about our Mark of the Year competition to see if we could find a winner. Let's check on it once more.
7 Sport Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Mitsubishi Magna. Dial the phone number on the mark you want to vote for. Mark 1, Peter Somerville, Essendon. Mark 2, Brett Allison, North Melbourne. Mark 3, Stuart Lowe, St Kilda. Mark 4, Derek Kickett, Essendon. Mark 5, Dale Lewis, Sydney. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today to register your vote.
And to see if we can find the winner, the numbers you call if you want to vote for Peter Somerville, 00555 8111, Brett Allison, 00555 8222, and so on down. Stewie Lowe, 8333 on the end, Derek Kickett, 8444, and Dale Lewis, 8555. There they are, the 5 Marks of the Year, the 5 contenders for Mark of the Year. Go to it. You have until 4 o'clock this afternoon to cast your vote to see if we can find the winner for our Mark of the Year. The final quarter of the Under-19s Grand Final coming up in just a few moments. North Melbourne leading by 16 points. Back after the break. Melbourne by Matthew Kelly. Collingwood going against the breeze this quarter. McNamara went without the ball, picked up by his teammate, Big Eric Lissenden. And Lissenden's kick into space. McCormack punches the ball clear, but there is a whistle on play, and the umpire has plucked out a free kick, Ross.
Yeah, it's coming back to Lissenden. It was off the footy, Or is it? No, it's not. It's going to Matthew Kelly, in fact. Listener looked as if he was going to get the kick.
North Melbourne, as I said, with the breeze in this final quarter. The Roos leading by 16 points. They've led all day in this grand final. Up towards the 10-metre square. Going through solidly was Hamer. Didn't take the ball with him. And the only option really open for Hanrahan there was to rush it through for one behind. So that increases the margin to 17 points. 9-8 to 6-11. Getting underneath it is Lees and takes the mark for Collingwood. Lees at the right half-back flank, close to the boundary line, member stand side. Ground in fairly good condition, despite all the rain we've had. Matthew Kelly.
That's where they've broken down time and again, Pete. They've had nothing to kick to from half forward because those half forwards haven't been prepared to run down and present themselves.
A huge pack of players. Hanrahan again, the player who rushed the behind, kicks across his body, and Andrew Hamer. A couple of options there for Collingwood. Hamer taking the mark, kicks up towards midfield. Hand pass coming out the direction of Galletley. Almost dragged down by Rocker. And Big Gadsden picking it up for the Roos. Two at it here. And finally for North Melbourne, it's Evans. The hand pass wasn't a good one, put his teammate under plenty of pressure down there. Again, it's Lees. And that hand pass wasn't good either. Ball still at the edge of the square and falls loose. A chance for the Roos, and it's picked up by their skipper, Glenn Kilpatrick.
Up towards centre half forward. North Melbourne are a chance here. Opportunity for McNamara. Sweeping hand pass. Goes back in towards the centre half forward position where Danilchenko had the football, but it's broken down and Collingwood will get clear. Donaldson's hand pass, and the kick finishes with Hamer. Hamer's short kick. Mark is taken by Hassel. Hassel is at half back. Kicks it towards half forward. And a good mark taken for Collingwood by Majorana.
So he said marijuana, Robert.
It's close, Peter. Oh, good mark. Excellent mark taken for Collingwood by Cameron. Hand passes away. Now it finishes with Hassel. Player in the middle. Hand pass. It is Walsh, and Walsh kicks a goal for Collingwood.
To develop the most advanced four-wheel drive in the world, we tested it in the most rugged country on earth.
Well, we've still got plenty of time left, and it looks as though it's going to be a very, very interesting finish in the under-19s grand final. Chance for North Melbourne. Hilbrick's hand pass, but it's cut off, and Lambert kicks Collingwood towards half forward. Mark taken by McGregor. Oh, he's going to get run down, young Lambert. North Melbourne will clear through Hardwick. Hand pass over to Venner. Venner's long kick in the McNamara direction. He can't mark.
Free kick.
And had hold of Fraser, as Fraser was
it.
about to run away, and he's not too happy. Now McNamara.
It's pretty obvious, I think.
But certainly a free kick.
Oh, my word. Yes.
Fraser kick towards the centre wing. Punched away from Rocker. Through comes Murray. Galletley up towards the full forward position. Well, it's centre half forward, really wide of there, and the mark is taken for North Melbourne by McCarthy. McCarthy is 50 metres from the Collingwood goal. That was Keith Burns, the Collingwood under-19s coach, on the telephone. And a good mark taken there for Collingwood by young Lees.
Strong lad, isn't he? My word.
Ross.
Well put together.
If he can do some agility work over the summer, and that boy.
That's better.
In front, took a good mark. Rocker.
Oh.
Pass. Oh, nearly there was Hanrahan. Still a chance, Collingwood. Handball over the top. Chance there for Hanrahan. He's pulled down. And Collingwood battle, but North Melbourne able to bustle it over the boundary line.
The umpire's a bit stiff there. Should have been a free kick there to Hanrahan. Wasn't paid.
So boundary throw in. Collingwood against the breeze, but they only trail by 11 points. North Melbourne still to kick a goal after half-time, but they'll clear the ball here through Hardwick. Hardwick going across the ground with the kick. Opportunity is out there for Evans, but he's beaten for it. But that might be out of bounds on the full. And so luck's a fortune.
Yeah, Lambert did very well there to beat the player one out, then just dispose of it poorly.
The North still chasing their first goal after half-time. Big Rocker goes at the ball, kicks it off the ground, and successfully, because it's been grabbed by Adrian Cameron. And Cameron's kick, although short, is a handy one for Collingwood. And that kick came from Bennett, but it's off target and only one behind. Bennett has kicked a couple of goals.
Tell you what, if he'd kicked one then, Ross, it would have made it pretty interesting.
Because here's the fellow that kicked one at the other end in a similar fashion that lifted them, and that was of equal value.
Tell you what, I think they're playing better than North at this moment.
Well, they've had a lot of the ball, haven't they? They just haven't been able to put goals on the board after half-time. Oh, strong leap by John McNamara. Young lad from Port Fairy.
It's his ninth mark, Pete.
McNamara, low trajectory punt, not well directed. And the mark is taken for the Magpies by Paul Donaldson. Donaldson at midfield. Collingwood swing back into attack again. Within 2 kicks of taking out this premiership. Can they do it? This is Hanrahan. Paddles the ball further forward. McNamara with a quick hand pass, but it comes back to Walsh. Is dragged off the football. Opportunity for Milner. The ball still spills free. Majorana's in there. Slapped up towards the 50-metre line. This is Cameron. A long kick. It will be a score, but it's just off target, I fancy. And only one behind.
A little bit of a sniff, Collingwood.
Yes, they have.
You can see the work rate just lifting a little bit.
Yes, and North are expected to have the greater fitness, but at the moment it's Collingwood with a greater endeavour that's pushing them up.
So the ball kicked back into play by Gadsden. Out to the outer side. Off the hands it comes of Evans. In there also for Collingwood is Wade Lambert. Now the Woods can go forward again. Can they make something of this? Opportunity for them here. A long kick comes up towards their full forward position, but there's nobody there. And Colin Gadsden. It is to chip it and take the easiest of marks, and it comes back to Hardwick now, and he's going to take plenty of time at right half back.
Hardwick now, long kick towards the wing, but ill-directed, and the mark is taken for Collingwood by Severio Rocker. We'll hear a lot more of that man. The long kick, Collingwood mark, no, Bennett leaves it, and it's going to be another Collingwood goal.
How are you? Oh, good. Hot enough, yeah. What'll be, fellas? Boss is light, thanks. So, yes, time to move to a new house. No, just hang out, mate. I don't know. Happens every time. Gotta make that too.
Only one light beer goes over the top for taste. Foster's Light.
So North Melbourne lead by just 3 points with 18 minutes left in the under-19s grand final. And Rocker knocks Collingwood towards half-forward. Walsh is taken out of the contest. Through goes young Lambert, who's doing very well out there on that wing. Now Kilpatrick under pressure. Kick is brilliantly smothered by McGregor. Collingwood go forward again. The kick by McGregor into an open goal, and it just bounces to the left. If it had gone the other way, Bennett's got another one.
It was a clever kick, wasn't it? He knew what to do. He knew that the player was running onto the footy, and Bennett, as you call it, Robert, just kept going to the left rather than breaking to the right, giving his teammate a chance.
And as Peter just said, Kilpatrick in a little bit of trouble there. Left forward pocket for Collingwood. A goal here, and these Collingwood boys, boy, they'll be on top of the world. Kick by Anning, goes across the full-back line and finds touch just outside 50 metres.
Dennis Pagan's made a change. Stuart Anderson is off the ground, and on to replace him is Corey McKernan.
Just outside the 50-metre line, boundary throw in. Certainly a chance for Collingwood to get a goal, and if they do, they could hit the front, and it'll give them some tremendous impetus with only about 16 minutes left in the match.
Good tackle.
Player dragged down was Jennings. Yes, they were in front early in the opening quarter. They got the first behind, but North Melbourne came late in the first term to set up a handy break at the opening change of 12 points, 30-18.
The big difference here for Collingwood is their forward line has been very desperate. The forwards have been prepared to try and hold that footy in and be far more competitive at the fall of the ball.
Well, they've certainly had more of the ball since half-time, Ross, haven't they?
Yes.
Big punch down. Comes into the arms of Kilpatrick, who seems to have recovered. At the back of the pack on centre wing. And a chance for Paul Donaldson to pick the ball up. Couldn't do so. Dragged off it. And the umpire has found a free kick. Not quite sure which way it's going.
Going to Guy Lees there, but he made an effort to get onto the foot. He dived on, then made the effort to get it out, and then listened and got into his back and got a free kick.
So Lees' kick. He was trying to find his teammate there, Corelli. Couldn't do so. This is Anning. Kicks the ball quickly from a standing start up to McNamara. Oh, lovely balk there. Darren Jarman. And that's out of... no, it's not out of bounds. It's one behind. So a point to North Melbourne.
Very skillful player, John McNamara. But
yes,
to complete his makeup, I think he just needs to improve his desperation when he doesn't take the mark or get the possession.
A little lackadaisical, wasn't he?
So North still to get a goal after half-time. And we're now well into the last quarter and only a kick in this grand final. 2-on-1 in favour of Collingwood. And once again, Guy Lees, the hand pass is effective. Andrew Hamer.
Oh, good mark.
Yes, got to be in front. Matthew Kelly. So Kelly to take the mark, get North out of danger again, and in fact put them into attack, but his kick is a poor one. Didn't even get to the square, and once again it's Hamer who takes the crumbs and kicks well. Marking contest, but none can bring it down. A chance for the Roos. Kelly once more gets taken high, and Matthew Kelly will take the free kick.
A couple of Collingwood kicks in the last little 30, 40, 50 seconds have been ordinary.
Kelly, high kick. Crumbing is Corey McKernan, who has just come onto the ground, and that replacement that Ross mentioned, affected by the coach, Dennis Pagan. This is Brett McCormack. Opportunity for Evans to take the mark. He couldn't do so. Butters up well. McNamara at the back of the pack is Archer, who's kicked a couple of goals for North Melbourne, and this could result in another one because Dean Hilbrick has grabbed it about 10 metres out from goal. The angle shouldn't be too acute. And standing the mark for Collingwood is Fraser, Darren Fraser, son of Essendon great Ken Fraser. So Dean Hilbrick for North Melbourne's first goal after half-time, and he's got it.
At BP, we like to think our new service stations are the best in the world, which is why our special fact-finding team is constantly checking, as unobtrusively as possible, how well our stations are maintaining the standard. Thank you. We're pleased to say the results have been very encouraging. But why not come and check us out for yourselves? BP, on the move.
So with 15 minutes left, North now lead by 10 points, but Collingwood are not finished with. The thump towards centre-half forward. It's chopped off there for North Melbourne by Miller. Marcus taken out there by Lambert. Hand pass. Goes in towards Majorana. Still at centre-half forward for Collingwood, and they're desperate, the young Collingwood boys. They can't break away, so the umpire will bounce.
Yes, and unfortunately for North, Kilpatrick, their captain, has gone off with a bit of a right leg injury. It might have been down around the ankle area, and coming back on is Stuart Anderson, who went off when Corey McKernan came on just 5 minutes ago.
29 possessions to young Kilpatrick. Collingwood a chance there through Galletly, and a free kick has been picked out of it. It's going to Collingwood.
They must make something of this, Robbo.
It'll be taken by Adrian Cameron. He kicks it quickly, inside 50 metres, can't take the mark. Punched away, goes back towards centre-half back. Kicked away by Venner. Now a chance for North Melbourne. Through number 17 there is Archer. Kick for Collingwood, up towards full forward. Will the bounce favour the Pies? Venner, Bennett goes after it. Well done by the big fellow. Gets the handball away, but a little bit too severely. And coming through for North Melbourne is Gadsden, and he will clear back in towards the centre. The ball carries. It'll bounce nicely for North Melbourne. A chance for Hilbrick. He kicked the last goal. Can he get another one? Snapshot by Hilbrick. Just misses. 11 points the difference, North Melbourne's lead.
And Majorana coming off for Collingwood. And another change being made.
John Hassel to come back on.
Actually, I think it was Brunei that might have come back on, Ross. This is Hanrahan, number 49.
No, you're right there, Pete. Correct.
And Probert. Hassel's got that very worn number on the back, number 48. And quite a unique haircut that I think Bob Davis would like.
Yes, and Bruno, sort of in the mould of a Rene Kink. He's a very big boy.
He is solid, isn't he? Listen to number 15. North ball. North leading by under 2 goals at the moment. They've led all day pretty well. Nice tackle applied by Archer, was it?
In the back. Rode him down like Cowboy Neil.
It's Hassel. Kick goes right across the ground. Collingwood running the ball out of defence from McCormack initially. And comes to centre wing. And Hamer. Going for the ball there was Kelly. Couldn't take the mark. That was surely high, and the umpire has seen it. Walsh comes away with the ball, and the umpire has paid the advantage rule, so a one-on-one marking contest down here. Bennett hits the ball to the ground. Collingwood needs some crummers. Cameron is there. Ball finally picked up for them and having a shot. I think it might have been
McGregor.
Is it McGregor? Yes.
Bennett's got to be in front, Pete. Every time the ball's gone forward, he's played from behind. The ball kicking into that breeze there is dropping short, and he's getting caught out all the time.
Dennis Pagan on the phone. Collingwood having a lot of the football after half-time. Hassel was the flyer. Couldn't come down with the ball. Finally taken away by Andrew Benner, who kicked straight down the ground to half-forward. Number 32 for Collingwood is Fraser. Darren Fraser, son of Essendon great Ken Fraser. The ball sits kindly on centre wing. Kick up towards half-forward. Playing in front is Anthony McGregor. Standing the mark is Damien Hardwick. And Collingwood get a goal. They might through Rocker. Solid kick. Used his strength to break clear of that pack, but he's put it through for only a minor score. Severio Rocker. 10 points the difference.
He's kicked 1 goal through by my reckoning.
Gadsden to bring the ball back into play. Solid lunge, isn't he, as well? And Gadsden. And Gadsden kicks long and goes to the outer side.
Yes, a long kick. It's just becoming a little overcast at Waverley in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
11th mark to McNamara.
John McNamara, a long way from his position that he was selected in. He was actually picked at centre half back, but he's been playing up in the forward line for most of the
goals. Yes.
Chance now for Evans. Handball over the top. Handball by young Galletley was perhaps a little too fierce, but he's going to get the free kick. After getting rid of the football, he was held onto, and he'll kick Collingwood away from half-back, up towards centre wing. McNamara too early. Surely that could have been a free kick to Collingwood, but now it's going to finish with that player. And he gets the hand pass away. Not bad either to Anning. Anning gathers it nicely. Kick towards the half-forward area. Marking contest. A real severe one, that one. Back into the action there was Anderson. Now a chance for Archer. Archer's kick has been marked by Lissenden, who has been very, very quiet for about half an hour. Last bit of the third quarter, and certainly the early part of this last quarter.
Yes, he's only had 8 kicks there, 6 marks, but he's had very little effect on this game compared to the dominance he displayed in last year's GF in the 19s.
Eric Lissenden from 30 metres. Lovely kick by Lissenden as a North Melbourne goal.
7 Sport Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Mitsubishi Magna. Dial the phone number on the mark you want to vote for. Mark 1, Peter Somerville, Essendon. Mark 2, Brett Allison, North Melbourne. Mark 3, Stuart Lowe, St Kilda. Mark 4, Derek Kickett, Essendon. Mark 5, Dale Lewis, Sydney. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today to register your vote.
Essendon's first goal, and once again the difference is 16 points, which is what it was at three-quarter time. So the Magpies now have made no headway in this last quarter. Free kick is going to North Melbourne. It'll be taken by Corey McKernan. To put the Roos back into attack, they're going with the breeze at their backs. Not a huge one, but a handy. Inside 50, no mark taken. The flyer was Archer. Ball hits the deck again. The umpire has decided on a bounce. So if North Melbourne can just hang on here, they should be able to clinch the final under-19s premiership. Now under-19s next year, it becomes a different competition at under-18. Listen to number 15 up high. Hand pass comes into the goal square, and it's finally rushed through. That came from Stuart Anderson, and the ball rushed through for one behind.
And Pete, certainly they take it off. They would have followed up flags from 84, 87, 88 and 90. And that's a fine record.
It's a pretty good record, isn't it? At junior level, they've done remarkably well, North Melbourne. Archer was the player that was in position to take the mark. And the ball slapped along the boundary line. And we will see another throw-in from Galletley.
I think with a bit of agility, improved agility, Guy Lees will be some sort of a player for Collingwood.
Number 44, he's played well, hasn't he?
Yeah, some good strength.
Boundary throw-in. Hassel had a chance, couldn't go on with it. Collingwood player there, number 31, Murray, was almost taken high. The umpire says no, play on. And Collingwood does. The Magpies have to get something moving quickly. Slight disagreement out there. Number 31 was Murray. Number 5 is Adrian Cameron. Can't take it. McCarthy in there as well. Walsh can't get out. Finally, the ball is shuffled out the back of the pack. 25-metre hand pass is knocked back by Hardwick. Hassel does it again for Collingwood. Off the ground, it comes from Benner up towards the edge of the square. Again, Collingwood with a lot of the ball. They can't make much of it. Craig Jennings kicks it out towards, well, plenty of space out there on the centre wing position. This is John McNamara. Kicked a couple of goals. Gets around Probert up to half forward, and a safe mark for North Melbourne is taken by Stuart Anderson. And if North can capitalise on this forward move, Robbo, they could be just about home.
Yes, most certainly, Peter. The difference, 17 points in favour of North Melbourne, and we're not far away from time on. That kick by Anderson goes to the goal front, and another goal to North, this time kicked by Archer.
From the writer-director of Man from Snowy River comes the biggest Australian mini-series to...
23 points the difference now. 7.5 minutes left in this under-19s grand final, so it's pretty well certain that North Melbourne will run out victors. North with the breeze in the final term. They've lifted their work rate in the last few minutes with a couple of goals after Collingwood did make their challenge. Anning gets taken out of it. His teammate Jennings tries to pick it up, but the umpire has found a free kick. A bit of a wrestle down there. And Jennings is the last one to get up. The lad from Gippsland. I don't know if he's related to Jeff Jennings.
Tell you what, he looks very much like
he does, doesn't he?
Jeff Jennings.
Does come from the same area. Jeff, of course, a former captain of Footscray, and he's got 50 metres. First one we've seen in this match.
Just I mentioned there about Glenn Archer too, Pete. He joined only in June of this year, coming from the Noble Park Seniors, so he's fit in very well.
Good recruiting ground, Noble Park too. Some good players have come from that area. One that comes to mind readily, David Rhys-Jones.
Yes, Stephen Ick.
I think the Morwoods were from Noble Park.
I think you're right too. Anyway, this is Craig Jennings. He's not from Noble Park, but he's kicked that one towards it, and it's one behind.
I suppose we've all got to come from somewhere, though, Ross, don't we?
Oh, yes.
There is an order off rule, and you saw how that started. A little bit of aggro by Jennings, maybe the evener upper. He did get the 50 metres in the kick, and temper's becoming a little bit frayed. The emergency umpire comes out to sort them out, and play continues up to the centre wing.
And Collingwood really up against it now with just probably about 5 minutes left in the game. They trail 85-61. There are the boys. Oh, wasn't a bad left jab.
Fabian Corelli, he's obviously been a bit frustrated. He's been tagged out of this game very well, and that frustration showing.
Boundary throw in, big punch, huge punch there, coming from McKernan, and it goes over for another boundary throw in.
Yes, the skippers for Collingwood's only just had 6 and 3, so obviously not having the influence he would have liked on this game.
And interfering in the ruck contest was Rocker. So the free kick will go to North Melbourne to be taken by McKernan. He's on centre wing. So the urgency just gone out of the game a little bit over the last 4 or 5 minutes. A goal kicked by Hilbrick about 4 minutes ago to give North Melbourne just a little bit of breathing space, and they've kicked 2 more since then. It's at centre half forward. Lissenden, no, taken away. Now chance for Murray. Ball goes back in towards the centre. Corelli pulled off the football. Opportunity for Probert. He's pulled off the footy. Now Anning can't get clear, but he's being penalised, is he now, for holding the football? And the free kick will go to Collingwood to be taken back there by Hassel. His kick goes wide, and the mark is taken by Donaldson. Donaldson looking to play on, which is good. Kicks it in towards the centre. High flyer and a good mark taken for North Melbourne by Venner. He plays on quickly, kicks it wide towards the wing. Chance now for Evans. Quite skillfully gets around onto his favoured left foot and kicks it long towards centre half forward. It's punched away. North Melbourne recover first. Opportunity for Anderson. Gives the hand pass away to Hardwick. Hardwick shoots for goal and puts it through. Looks like another goal.
2 cops are staking out.
Getting his first goal and making the game safe for North Melbourne, now leading by 5 goals. That's their biggest margin they've had on Collingwood today. Picked up for them by Miller. And the ball driven out towards the centre wing position. Tracking it as Russell Evans in front of Wade Lambert. It's the North Melbourne player that's going to win out. Good long strides and a nice centering kick. The player there just taking that a little bit easy. Opportunity for Darren Milner.
Free kick down the field, it's not a goal.
He blazed away and got the goal anyway.
Yes, well done.
The goal umpire will give all clear. Or signal the goal. The field umpire gives the all clear. So Milner getting his first goal and North Melbourne racing away with it, and they now lead by 36 points after Collingwood got to within a kick in this last quarter.
Yes, watch this, the way he swooped on the ball. The mark was missed there. It swooped on that like Jimmy Cracker with that one hand. Very clever, and finished off well, having had a big collision there. And it was his teammate, Jason Danilchenko, who made it difficult for him.
Well done,
Very good, Ross.
I had to have a go at that one.
36 points the difference in the under-19s grand final, so it's going to be another victory to North Melbourne. Collingwood made a rush at them in the last quarter, but North Melbourne has stood firm, and with 6 goals break, they're going to be the premiers in the last under-19s competition ever held. This is Hanrahan. Hanrahan at centre wing will give Collingwood a chance. Collingwood had plenty of opportunities late in the third quarter and early in the last. Almost a mark there to Walsh. It's picked up for North Melbourne by Kelly. A long hand pass comes in the direction of his teammate Morrison, and the ball up towards the centre wing position where Christian Anning has taken the mark.
And Anning has done pretty well around the packs for North Melbourne. 16 kicks and 4 hand passes. Played in last year's successful premiership team. Number 23 there for North was McKernan. A struggle for possession on the bottom of the pack for Collingwood there. 42 is Galletley. Still all players striving to get the ball clear, and the umpire just indicating play on at all occasions, asking the boys to make every effort to clear the ball. The mark taken back there for Collingwood by McCormack, and he runs away. Number 16 for North Melbourne is McNamara. That mark dropped there by Galletley, but he fights on after the ball and it hits the ground. Hilbrick for North Melbourne. Chance for North still. Anderson, kick across his body to the front of the square. Mark taken by Hanrahan. Hanrahan's hand pass goes to Lees. Collingwood get clear from half-back. Lees has a look upfield and kicks it long towards the wing. Mark is taken. Has it been cleared? No. Push in the back, Ross, against Majorana.
Yes.
And the free kick.
Sorry, Robbo, definitely as the 2 players are jostling there, a free kick given, pushing the back, obviously, by Majorana.
And it's taken by Kelly. Kelly will kick North Melbourne up to the 50-metre line. High flyers required. No one can take the mark. Number 23 tapping it on McKernan. Lissenden goes wide to Anderson. Anderson's shot for goal misses to the right. So North Melbourne get another behind on the scoreboard. But it, well, really inconsequential now. 14-14. Plays Collingwood 8-13.
37 points the difference and 2 minutes left in the match. Hanrahan right on the boundary line, and he's kept the ball right on the boundary line too. I think it bounced just inside of Christian Anning, and it will be a boundary throw it on the outer side. So North Melbourne to celebrate victory in the under-19s. Lissenden to go at it with Lees. Ruckman hit it down. Picked up by McKernan. I think it might have been. The mark has been taken by John McNamara, who's kicked a couple of goals. He got those early on in the match. A lad from Port Fairy. And he's been practicing ball tricks too. And watching Jacko, I think. Must fancy himself from this
Say
position.
something, Ross. You're having a little chuckle to yourself there.
Oh, just a little bit arrogant. I don't particularly like to see that in young kids. A long way to go yet.
I agree entirely.
He's less than 50, about 45 metres out with the breeze at his back, so distance shouldn't be a problem. And he has missed, only 1 behind. So a point to North Melbourne, 39 points the difference now, or is it 38? It's 38. 38 points the margin. And as we hit the final minute of play in the under-19s grand final, it's been a good pipe opener here at VFL Park. McKernan in front, couldn't take the mark, and it has been dragged down for Collingwood by Guy Lees.
I like this fellow.
Good lump of a lad, isn't he, Ross?
Sort of thought he'd want to go the other way, but still.
So did I. I thought the young Collingwood bloke who took the big leap had a grab at it.
Well, it came down with it. This is Majorana gets the hand pass away. Severio Rocker started well, and this is Hassel.
Hassel's kicked towards full forward. It's chopped off by Gadsden, and Gadsden kicks it back in towards the centre. A high drop punt kick. The boys are having a little dust up behind play as the football is near the centre of the ground. Now the hand pass comes towards number 14 for Collingwood, Lambert. He gets his foot to the ball and kicks it out wide towards the wing, where the mark is taken there for Collingwood by Galletley. The emergency umpire into the action The kick in towards the centre. It's punched away. Rebounds back towards Jennings. Jennings kicked towards full forward. No mark taken. McNamara fights on. In there for Collingwood is Galletley, but the siren sounds, and the 1991 premiers in the under-19s competition is North Melbourne. They win this match with a scoreline of 14-15-99. Collingwood 8-13-61, a difference of 38 points, and you wouldn't believe it, Peter, that Collingwood were, about 3 points behind early in this last quarter. So North Melbourne really asserting their superiority in the finish.
They got a score of 5-7 on the board in the final quarter to Collingwood's 2-3. There was only a kick in it for a while, as you mentioned, Robbo, but North Melbourne finishing the better. And they took it out again, the under-19s. Eric Lissenden there, North player.
Good effort by Collingwood though in that, particularly that third quarter to come back, and then that early part of the last quarter, they pushed themselves up and looked as if they were really going to give it a shake. But perhaps that fitness that John Law spoke about at half-time to Peter McKenna, and then the higher skill level and strength then of North Melbourne carried them through. And after their qualifying victory against Collingwood, with Collingwood having won the initial 2 home and away games, just proving too strong.
A pretty happy bunch down there, the North Melbourne players. Let's give you their goal kickers. Anderson finished up with 3, Archer got 3, and the remainder were singles. Hardwick, McKernan, Lissenden or McNamara got 2, Hilbrick 1, Jennings 1, and Darren Milner also kicked 1 goal. For Collingwood, their major contributor was Gavin Walsh, number 11. He got 3 goals. Shane Bennett got 2, and the remainder were singles. Galletley, Cameron, and Saverio Rocca.
Just getting a picture there of the defeated side. There's Dennis Pagan coming onto the ground now. But
what a great record as a junior coach he's had out there.
My word.
Robert.
Keith Burns, on the other hand, has been coach of Collingwood under-19s for quite a while too, Peter. So 2 long-standing coaches of juniors doing a good job, taking their charges into the grand final. But there's no prizes for second when you get to the grand final, is there, Ross? Just having a look there that Keith Burns has been coach of the Collingwood under-19 since 1986, but there are really no prizes, are there? When you get to this stage, there's all the plaudits are for the
That's right, and a lot of the kids here are obviously playing for their future with the expanding of the 19s. They're going to a 16 state under-18 competition, which isn't affiliated to any particular club. So today, some of these kids might be falling behind in their careers. Some will take a step forward. So they did really have a lot to play for, and some of these Collingwood boys are obviously disappointed. But also, what is the future of the coaches here, Burns and Pagan? Where are they heading?
Yeah, well, I think you took a note there that Dennis Pagan's not interested in any senior or reserves coaching jobs at the moment.
Well, I'm just not sure what he's. I haven't actually spoken to him, so I shouldn't make mention of that, Robert. It's only going on hearsay, so unless I've spoken to him directly, I'd rather not comment. But I think certainly with such a long involvement in coaching, he'd love to stay involved in some form, but who knows where, Robert.
So the chairman of the AFL Commission, Ross Oakley, now to make the presentation to the winning side, North Melbourne.
The Collingwood Football Club, well done on making the grand final and making a great fight of it. To North Melbourne, who have now won 6 out of 8 under-19 grand finals, an absolutely marvellous effort. I'd like to present the Premiership Cup to Glenn Kilpatrick, the captain of the North Melbourne under-19 team.
First of all, I'd like to thank Collingwood for the effort they put. You know, it was a tremendous effort. Just said there has to be one loser, and thank God it wasn't us. I'd like to thank all the boys. They put up a great effort. Most of all, I'd like to thank Dennis, because without him, I don't think this would have been possible. Thanks a lot.
Patrick,
Thank you, Glenn.
North Melbourne under-19 victorious side for 1991, and he did play a very, very good game. So that just about concludes the under-19 effort here today. Dennis Pagan, we spoke of him just a few moments ago, being brought up to the stage as the victorious coach. A magnificent effort. Now the Collingwood players standing around as losing grand finalists do on grand final day. But North Melbourne the winners, and let's repeat the final scores for you. The Roos winning the grand final 14-15-99, defeating Collingwood 8-13-61. The crowd building up here out at VFL Park. If you're coming out to the stadium, I'd suggest you get a move on fairly quickly. The members area is nearly full now, but of course the reserve seating on the outer side is a long way from that. So 99 plays 61 at the under-19s grand final. The North Melbourne players will do their lap of honour. We'll take a break from VFL Park. The reserves grand final coming up shortly between Melbourne and the Brisbane Bears.
Look who's losing now.
It's great in spring carnival time, you know, the people pour in, but the next day it's like a desert.
As the race crowds fall, so does the turnover.
But the bookies want the law changed so they can take phone bets from off-course punters.
Bookies Bag, a 7 Nightly News special report, Monday.
Will the pop stars of the 60s outshine a tenacious home and away team? Then see Jo Beth Taylor, Andrew McFarlane and Effie from Acropolis now. Have fun with the stars tonight.
Tonight is huge, starting at 6:30 with a monumentous main event.
Very, very tasteful.
And at 7:30 on Celebrity Family Feud, you can't beat Matt Stevens.
I've got a real humdinger.
Watch out for Celebrity Wheel of Fortune because Effie's on the prowl.
How's it going, baby?
Then at 8:30.
What the hell do you know about
it was to become our soldiers' fight.
So repeating the final scores here in the under-19s grand final. North Melbourne 14-15, defeating Collingwood 8-13-61. North Melbourne didn't have that much of the ball early in that third quarter, but they came back well, defended their lead, and we now see the Brisbane Bears coming out on the ground, the first interstate team to qualify for a grand final in the Australian Football League. The winners of the under-19s, North Melbourne over Collingwood.